Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beast All Generation, episode number 145, I think, or 144. Probably 145, actually. I'm Adam, and today we got one last battle of round 4. This is the last battle of round 4, and this is a battle of not only a former runner-up, but also a semi-finalist who was so close to making it to the finals. To the point where I don't know if I should count this one as a finalist or semi-finalist. Either way, they finished third place in their tournament. But with this is the battle of two beasts with incredible reputations in this tournament and in previous ones. So this is why this is the last battle. I have been looking forward to this battle a lot. And I had Lucas give me a hand with this battle as well. So thank you to Lucas for any aspects which I used in this battle that you said. With that, let's introduce the beast. With representing Series 1, where it all began. The last beast standing of this of that series, and has been for a while now. We have book number 1, Ferno, the Fire Dragon. And representing Series 25, the Prison Kingdom. Didn't have to check the title. The former runner-up of the New Generation tournament, and also book number 2, Lycaxa, Hunter of the Peaks. So with that, Ferno vs Lycaxa, an interesting matchup to the point where, honestly, this is probably my favourite matchup of the tournament so far, because we got a former runner-up versus a former third place. So, don't know what to say. But anyway, let's get to the stats. For Ferno the Fire Dragon, encased in the south by Avanti's winding river lurks Ferno the Fire Dragon. Ferno is so enormous he has been mistaken for one of the mountains. The Fire Dragon patrols the river and makes sure that the southern towns of the kingdom are never flooded. Should the waters rise, he can use his clawed feet to build protective dams. Their sudden appearance confused the locals, but they are very grateful for them. Age 288, power 212, magic level 180, fright factor 91, size 465. Abilities: fire breath, flight, enhanced strength, enhanced speed, enhanced durability, natural weaponry, limited camouflage, being able to look like a mountain, and poison immunity. Weaknesses, enchantments, and durability limits. Now, like Lycaxa, unfortunately, he doesn't have a bio, but he does have abilities, which is natural weaponry, geomancy, which is for chasms and rockfalls, enhanced strength, enhanced senses, thick skin, and cold immunity. Weaknesses is blindness and a pierceable skin. So with that, we do have this interesting battle, and we're going to go with a rocky terrain arena. And with that, let's get into this. As the chamber doors open, Ferno immediately bursts through the main exit and makes his way into a part of the arena and camouflages as a mountain, surrounded by other mountains, because rocky terrain. I'm going to change to a mountain terrain arena. Lycaxa makes his way out, sniffing around, hearing around. He heard a bunch of thudding earlier, but can't be sure on where it came from. He sniffs around trying to find anything that could help him try and find this beast. Hold on. As I was saying, sorry, Lycaxa is sniffing around trying to find any scent of this beast. He makes his way along the uneven territory, making his way up mountains, trying to sniff around, being as quiet as he can. He makes his way down one mountain and makes his way onto another. As Lycaxa's making his way up, he feels something odd coming out of it, almost like a Jocelyn spike from it. He has a feel of it with his claw and realizes that this is not natural, so he bends down and sniffs at it, almost to realize that this isn't a mountain. This actually smells of soot and smoke. At that point, Lycaxa realizes what he's on, so he howls and digs his claws into the back of this mountain as Ferno starts rumbling and takes to the sky. Lycaxa, realizing that he's going higher and higher, has a twinge of fear inflicted in him as he realizes what he's up against. The twinge of fear that Lycaxa has, realizing that he's going up in the air, meaning that he's going against another beast that can fly. Like the last time Lycaxa went against a beast that can fly, he knew what happened, and he doesn't want to have the same thing happen again. Lycaxa refuses to let this flying beast remove him from his back. So Lycaxa continues to climb along Ferno's back. When he gets to a narrower point, he digs his claws into the side of the dragon, which is the bottom of his neck. Ferno roars in pain, turns his head around, and breathes fire directly onto Lycaxa, burning some of his fur. He then bends his tail backwards, wraps it around Lycaxa, and yanks Lycaxa off of him. Ferno then says, "You made a big mistake trying to battle me. You may have been the runner-up of a previous tournament, but you're not even going to make it into the top 10. He then throws Lycaxa down to the ground. Lycaxa barks to open up a chasm, in which, when he falls into the chasm, he digs his claws into the side of the chasm and climbs his way up. He barks again to close the chasm, and Ferno makes his way down, breathing fire at Lycaxa. Lycaxa smells the fire coming and ducks out of the way in time as Ferno lands onto the ground with a loud thud. Lycaxa barks and rocks start falling from all sides of the arena. Ferno sees this and tries to get out of the range of it, but Lycaxa charges up to Ferno and just tackles him into the rocks as the rocks start falling down onto Ferno, starting to cover him completely. Lycaxa takes a safe step away from this, and then he barks to open up a chasm below Ferno. As the rocks that's covering Ferno falls down, Lycaxa barks again to start closing the chasm. Unbeknownst to Lycaxa, though, the spectators can see that as the rocks are falling, Ferno's fighting his way out, and as he's falling, he then digs his claws into the lip of the chasm at the top and climbs back out right before the chasm closes. Ferno roars in anger at Lycaxa. Lycaxa caught off guard because someone actually forced out of his chasm. Barks again to create more rock falls and open another chasm, making the arena more dangerous for both of them. Ferno takes to the sky, but Lycaxa charges up towards Ferno, tackling him, digging his claws into his underbelly and keeping a firm grip as he's biting down, trying to claw at Ferno, trying to prevent him from taking off too far. However, Ferno continues making his way up and up as the arena starts to get completely destroyed and the chasm opens up wider and wider and wider. Lycaxa climbs up Ferno. He hears the swoop of a tail coming towards him, so he ducks out of the way of that and bites down onto the tail. Ferno roars in pain and yanks his tail from Lycaxa's mouth. Lycaxa makes his way up Ferno's back as Ferno tries to breathe fire on him. Lycaxa smells the smoke of the fire and prepares to take a very harsh beating of fire. Lycaxa intakes all the fire, burning his fur almost immediately and burning his flesh, but Lycaxa continues to make his way up. As Ferno stops breathing fire, he's surprised to see that Lycaxa is face to face with him, in which Lycaxa lifts up his claw and slashes at Ferno's eye. Ferno roars in pain at this and headbutts Lycaxa, knocking Lycaxa back. As Lycaxa's losing his grip, he scratches at the surface, which actually tears Ferno's wings, as Lycaxa grabs on to Ferno's tail before falling off. With Ferno's wing damaged, Ferno starts crashing down with Lycaxa on his tail. Lycaxa tries to continue climbing up Ferno, but Ferno, not having any of this, flips himself over and slams his tail into the ground first, with Lycaxa on it. Into a mountain, sorry. Lycaxa lets out a bark to close the chasm. There we are. As they are both rolling down the mountain, because Ferno is also injured in this, so as they both land at the bottom of the mountain onto the rocky terrain, they both get up. Lycaxa bleeding from all areas with tons of burns all over him, where there's absolutely no white on him whatsoever anymore. And Ferno gets up, examining his wing, which is all torn, sees that he's actually broken one of his ankles rolling down the mountain, and with his tail slam into the mountain as well, he also broke his tail as well. Ferno, being unable to fly, is enraged by this, but Lycaxa, not wasting any time, barks to open up a chasm. As the chasm starts to open, Lycaxa charges towards Ferno, pinning him down, but Ferno's fighting back with his claw and snapping at Lycaxa. Lycaxa bouncing him back as he hears the snarling from Ferno. They both start to fall into the chasm as Lycaxa jumps from Ferno and digs his claws into the side of the wall. Unbeknownst to Lycaxa, Ferno's done the same thing, but also used his good wing and hooked it onto the lip of the chasm. He then makes his way out of the chasm as Lycaxa climbs his way out. And Ferno actually made his way out first, in which he breathes fire on Lycaxa as Lycaxa's on the wall still, side of the chasm, taking all the burns, trying to make his way out. Ferno, realizing that this beast is not going to give up, he decides that he needs to make him lose his grip. So Ferno reaches over the chasm and bites down onto Lycaxa's back, pulls him from the wall, and then throws him down to the bottom of the chasm, in which Lycaxa gets impaled on a stalactite at the bottom. Lycaxa howls in pain from this, very weakly, in which Ferno roasts Lycaxa with a fire breath, finishing Lycaxa off completely. The chasm, almost by magic, closes on its own, with Lycaxa's charred corpse at the bottom. And with that, Ferno's won, Lycaxa's lost. If you think Lycaxa should won, please in comments below. I think that how my words final, and Ferno's moving on to the next round. Right, so this battle made me lose my voice. But with this battle, this is arguably the best battle of this round. However, with this fight, I couldn't see Lycaxa winning as much as Ferno. And whilst Lycaxa has great senses and such, at the end of the day, Ferno is a beast that can fly. And Lycaxa's last beast that he fought that can fly, with being Wardog, unless I'm forgetting one, he couldn't beat. So that's the Twinge of Fear coming in. So that was the help from Lucas there. But with Lycaxa having the Twinge of Fear, realising he's going against another beast that can fly and is powerful like Wardog, Lycaxa didn't stand a chance. But it's also a case of Ferno being that much bigger and being able to take that much more hits, where Lycaxa wasn't able to actually beat him and wouldn't be able to. I can picture up ways in which the fight could have gone, which Lycaxa could have won. However, there's just more in which I think Ferno could have won. And that's why I gave Ferno the victory. But with that, Season 25 is now eliminated from the tournament. If you think this fight was very well done, please comment below why you think that. If you think there's anything I could have done to improve on this fight, also let me know, please. But with that, that's all for this time. If you liked what you saw, if you liked, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time for the summary of round 4 with the tenacious 10 beasts left.